Hey y'all, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready for lunch. I have chicken parm today. I'm so excited.
Oh, that sounds
Always good. It's better than the peanut butter and jelly sandwich I have. So.
Okay, so we're here to talk about Alex, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Alex Thomas. Yes.
Let me see if I can find his information real quick. Okay, yeah, Alex Thomas is his name.
Yes. Okay, perfect. How old is he again?
Alex is 8 years old. He's in the 2nd grade.
Okay, well, how many sessions have you guys had with him so far?
We've had 3 sessions with him so far. However, he is not progressing as much as we would like him to be.
Okay, well, what's Alex's background history in reference to his birth and medical history specifically?
According to Alex's physician, his birth was completely normal. He weighed 8 pounds and 10 ounces at birth, and when he was a child, for the first year or so of his life, he cried a lot, and he was a very colicky baby. And at age 2.5, he had chicken pox pretty badly, and this would also caused him to have a 102-degree fever for 2 days straight, which is, obviously not very good for someone that little. And he was also treated for an ear infection 3 different times by the time that he was 3 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and his birth history is relatively normal. Alex's developmental history is typical as well. His parents reported that his development has been within average range except for his speech. He sat with no assistance at 6 months, pulled to stand in the bed by 8 months, and began walking at 13 months. Alex is within the typical height and weight percentile for his age, and his parents report that while growing up, Alex was more reserved and not willing to speak as often as most children.
Okay, well, I actually had the opportunity to meet both of his parents during the hearing screening, and they explained to me that they were both born in Egypt and they moved here to the United States when Alex was 1 year old. His parents began taking classes and learning to speak English when they arrived to the United States. However, at home...
That is crazy. I cannot imagine, coming here and having to learn English and take classes.
Can you imagine us moving to Egypt?
Yeah.
Nothing would go well.
Yeah, but they still do speak Arabic at home, which has had an impact on his progress. In the Arabic language also, the retroflex R sound does not exist. They use the trill or tap R instead, which probably has an impact.
Yeah, for sure.
I've also heard that in Arabic culture, it's appropriate for us as clinicians to consult with the father figure first rather than the mother, and that this tradition can come across disrespectful if the woman is spoken to initially. So
Okay. That's
we
good
need
to know.
to be aware of that.
Yeah. A little background in school. Before he came here to Peachtree, he attended Gateway Academy for his preschool education.
Okay. So during my initial hearing screening with Alex, I observed that his pure tone thresholds were within the normal limits. Alex's bone and air conduction were normal as well.
Okay. At least now we know that Alex's hearing doesn't affect his speech issues,
Yeah.
so that's good to know.
Oh yeah, and the reason Alex was referred because his sound errors are adversely impacting his academic performance because he is unwilling to participate in classroom discussions. Because of this, we determined that Alex, he should begin the speech therapy.
Okay, so what were the goals that y'all addressed during your sessions?
Our main goal was to work on Alex's approximations of the R sound, both in isolation and as well as in syllable production.
Okay, so what techniques did you guys use to address that?
I facilitated an articulation drill for the R sound. I gave Alex a list of 10 syllables of which contained the R sound. When Alex was able to say all 10 correctly, I gave him the option to pick a prize out of the box. If Alex did not reach this goal, I was told to him to take home the list and practice for the next therapy session.
Okay, that's good.
During the activity, I gave Alex multiple visual and auditory cues with 5% accuracy, which is the same level that was seen for all 3 of the sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, Alex's parents told me that he's relatively talkative at home, but we have observed the opposite to be true during school. He will know the answer that is supposed to be said during class, but he won't raise his hand. He becomes very nervous and anxious when he is in class, and he doesn't like to talk in front of other people, and especially in front of class at all.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next step is to meet with Alex's parents, right, to discuss what's going to be happening next.
Yes.
Okay, so during this meeting, we need to be very aware of his culture and the values that they have there. For instance, we need to be sure to have some light conversation with his parents before we begin talking about Alex's speech sessions. In this culture, not having light conversation before and going and talking straightly to the business is considered to be very rude.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of, like, what should we talk about in this light conversation?
Yeah,
I don't know, because I
right.
don't know them.
Yeah.
I guess just ask them, I think, about how the family's doing.
How they're doing at home and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, and then just casually go and ask them about Alex, how, what's he doing outside of school, and just asking some questions like that would be good.
Is it appropriate, do you know, to ask, like, what they do or anything like that, maybe to start a conversation?
I think so, yeah.
That would probably be good, I guess.
It would
a good
be.
icebreaker.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And we can even just tell them about, like, what we do.
Yeah, that's true. That would be really good, because they might not understand that.
No.
Yeah, explain what we do and how we can help.
Yeah, okay.
That would be good.
I've also learned in Arabic culture it's frowned upon for women to shake men's hands. So we just need to make sure that we're aware of that we don't ever like shake his dad's hand or anything like that, because that's
really
considered
good.
like really
Yeah,
rude.
to know, because
I
I
would
would
have
that.
for sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
Me too. So we just gotta make sure we don't do that.
Yeah. We also need to emphasize that Alex's speech sessions are very important for his progress. Sometimes people in the culture view appointments such as this just as a suggestion and not to attend regularly. So really need to work on that. Yeah.
Wow. Honestly though, that makes sense, because they just have like a much more laid back
Exactly.
culture
Yeah.
compared to America. We're also like, and they're, but they are just much more relaxed than we are, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's really good. So we're just going to sit down and talk with them about how we need to continue the therapy, correct? And we should probably talk about how they need to be working at home with him as well. And
that's
making
And
sure.
equally as
to be
important.
consistent and how important that is.
Yeah, yeah, I think that'd be good.
Okay.
So let's try to remember all of these when we meet with them.
Yeah.
So which one of us is going to call them to confirm?
I can call them tomorrow, first thing when I get here. I'll call them
Okay.
and make sure they're gonna come.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Just email us and let us know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys have anything else?
No, I think that'll be
Okay,
good.
so I think that sounds good. I think that if we talk to his parents and they work at home and you guys continue.
Yeah, that'll
You
be
good?
good. Okay.
Sounds good, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Chicken parm
I was just
time.
saying, we can talk at lunch.